Howdy guys, welcome to the video for Genshin Impact Raiden Shogun DPS build. My name is VenusSGN. In this video, I'm going to show you my current setup for the Raiden Shogun, as well as a couple of alternate sets to use with her to deal good damage. Before I get into the build, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to this channel with those notifications turned on if you like Genshin Impact and you want to see more video guides for the game. In the comments below, let me know which characters you'd like to see videos for, and I'll try to make it happen. In this video, let's try to hit a like goal of 30 likes. If I can get just 30 likes on this video, it would mean the world to me. Thanks. All right, let's get right into it.
I'm the flyest nigga in the world. I'm the flyest nigga in the world. I'm the flyest nigga in the world.
Alright guys, so the artifact set that I want to show you with the Raiden Shogun, what I use is a full 4-piece emblem of Severed Fate, the energy recharge set, with one artifact that's outside of the emblem of Severed Fate for the Sands of Aeon, which is probably the most important artifact for Raiden Shogun, and we'll get into that in just a second. Alright, so first, Flower of Life. The main stat on that is going to be HP, but we've got some really amazing substats. The first substat is going to be crit damage, and this is actually really huge. This one is a 5-star piece that gives plus 19.4% to the crit damage. The second substat is also really huge. It's crit rate plus 7%. These are amazing stats to have on the flower. Those other stats, defense plus 5.1% and HP plus 8.2%. I would rather have another energy recharge stat there, but it's okay because the crit damage and crit rate more than make up for not having another energy recharge. For her feather, it's attack main stat plus 311 to attack, but we have the first substat at crit rate plus 7%, which is amazing. HP plus another 418, and then this is huge, crit damage plus 13.2%. Having that extra crit rate and crit damage on another artifact is like amazing. It helps with her damage, is like it's insane. And then we have another substat for energy recharge plus 10.4%, which helps out with damage, like crazy damage. All right, so here is the energy recharge Sands of Aeon. Now, I was trying to find a really good energy recharge Sands of Aeon timepiece for the Emblem of Severed Fate set, and it looks like it's just never going to come. So my advice to you is look for any artifact that's 5-star outside of the Emblem of Severed Fate that you may have already, and just power that up and give it to her, unless you just want to grind the domain to try to get that Emblem of Severed Fate energy recharge. This actual particular artifact, probably not the best. It's got defense as the first substat plus 23, attack as the second substat 8.2%, elemental mastery plus 58, which is good, and then crit rate, which is actually the best thing here, crit rate plus 6.6%. Sands of Aeon energy recharge 51.8% gain. For her cup, the Goblet of Okay, it's got an electro damage bonus 46.6%. The first substat's going to be attack plus 10.5%, I should say, and then HP plus 209. We have another stat for crit damage at 10.9%, which is really good. And then the last substat is going to be energy recharge plus 21.4%. It's a really good cup, And then this, the Helm, the circlet of logos. I was searching for this crit rate helm for the longest time, and this is not the best crit rate helm, but it does good in a pinch. It's got the first substat, defense plus 60. The second substat is what I was really looking for and hoping for a crit rate helm, and it's got crit damage plus 12.4%. Another defense stat, which kind of sucks. I really would like that to be energy recharge or attack, but it is what it is. It's got defense plus 5.8%, and then the last substat on this helm is going to be attack plus 9.9%. So not a super bad crit helm, but it's not super good either, but it still does what it's supposed to do. It raises her crit rate. Now, all of these artifacts put together give her a crit rate of 56.7% and a crit damage of 100.6%. And the energy recharge, the main focus of this artifact set and the main focus of the Raiden Shogun with this build is energy recharge, and we've got that at 290.7%. And that can even go a little bit higher, but I think you're good as long as you have about 200 energy recharge on her to activate all of her abilities and activate that Emblem of Severed Fate set to make it do exactly what it's supposed to do. The Emblem of Severed Fate says 2-piece set, energy recharge plus 20%. The 4-piece set increases elemental burst damage by 25% of energy recharge. A maximum of 75% bonus damage can be obtained in this way. So all that energy recharge is going to a good place, and it's amazing with the Raiden Shogun. My Raiden Shogun currently is C0, no constellations. Her talents though, her normal attacks are level 6, her elemental skill is at level 7, and her elemental burst is at level 10. My weapon of choice for the Raiden Shogun is her own personal polearm, the Engulfing Lightning, which has stat boost for base attack and energy recharge with the skill Timeless Dream Eternal Stove. Attack increased by 28% of energy recharge over the base 100%. You can gain a max bonus of 80% attack. Gain 30% energy recharge for 12 seconds after using an elemental burst. Now, before I got this particular pole arm for her, I was using the Kitane Cross Spear, a free-to-play weapon that you can craft at the blacksmith once you get the recipe. It has stat boost for base attack and elemental mastery and comes with the skill Samurai Conduct. Increases elemental skill damage by 7.5. After elemental skill hits an opponent, the character loses 3 energy but regens 3.5 energy every 2 seconds for the next 6 seconds. Can happen once every 3 seconds and can be triggered even when the character wielding this weapon is not on the field. An alternate artifact set to run if you don't yet have a full Emblem of Severed Fate set or the right stats for your set is 2-piece Emblem and 2-piece Thundering Fury. Here are the pieces I have and use. Thundering Fury Flower with crit damage as the first substat, adding plus 25.6% crit damage, 4.7% attack, and an extra 18.8% energy recharge. And then I have a crit rate circlet that adds plus 9.7% to the energy recharge and plus 68 on the elemental mastery. And even with these less than perfect pieces for Thundering Fury, my Raiden Shogun's crit rate is still 49.7%, might as well say 50, and her crit damage is 99.7%, might as well say 100%. A monster, either way you look at her. One final artifact build to consider for the Raiden Shogun that I recommend that doesn't use the Emblem of Severed Fate set is going with a 2-piece Gladiator and a 2-piece Thundering Fury. From the Gladiator set, you'll get an 18% attack boost because Raiden Shogun is a polearm user, and to help augment her electro power, the Thundering Fury 2-piece bonus grants 15% more electro damage. Add in an electro damage cup for added damage, and this build is just as powerful as the full Emblem set, but without the energy recharge benefits. Just be sure you give her pieces with substats of crit rate and crit damage as well as attack. With the Gladiator and Thundering pieces I have for this build, it still gives my Raiden Shogun a crit rate of 50.1% and a crit damage of 99%. Her energy recharge is still pretty stacked at 237% with an electro bonus of 116.4%. Well, that's going to be it for my Raiden Shogun builds. I hope I was able to give you some helpful information. This is what I use, and I'm satisfied with the results. Raiden Shogun is my most powerful character at the moment, and the one that I've spent the most time and resources building up. Which character in your collection have you spent the most effort building, and why? I'd love to hear all about it in the comments, as well as any other alternate build ideas you may have for the Raiden Shogun. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.